Hey YouTube, I guess I'm live on this. Not sure. First time I did it. So if I look a little crazy, I apologize. Hey everybody, this is Lorillia, and you know what? Let me just get some things adjusted here. Uh, Let me just get some things adjusted because this is, my iPad is different. It's like half of my mouth is showing. So I guess I'm gonna have to hold it. But anyway, hey, welcome. And I'm just trying to get something to hold this. I love how Facebook is saying they're gonna build me an audience. This is cool. I hope this works. Yeah, so welcome, and so today I am actually going to talk about, if you've seen the title of this, because I don't want to have to hold it. Yeah, there you go. I don't want to. I titled this "Don't Pay That Debt Collector," and the reason why I titled it to be that, I got two things going. So I apologize if I'm looking at different directions. I got YouTube live over here, Facebook live over here. So I'm going to kind of talk to both of you at one time. But I titled this, and I don't know what I titled it on YouTube, so I apologize. Why you don't have to pay a debt collector. And this is a very common topic that I talk about. I wrote a book, a best-selling book, talking about this area of your personal credit. Most people who talk about this topic talk about it from the standpoint of how to increase your credit score and removing things off your credit report. And by all means, that is important. I do that as well. But the thing is that what a lot of people want to know, and it was something that I struggled with too when I started this journey back many moons ago. This is not something that I just started doing. I did this type of work, started on my own journey, back in 99, 2000. So I'm not new at this. And so one of the things that I always struggled with was, the whole debt collector thing, the harassment, the phone calls, the letters, them suing you. I've had a debt collector who levied my bank account, took over $2,000 or out of my bank account back in 99 or 2000, around that time. And so I made thanks for the thumbs up on YouTube. So I had made a promise to myself back then that I was going to learn how this process worked. And so that has what, I've always been doing, helping others as well. So the one thing, I just finished a course, a 4-week course, teaching individuals how to increase their credit score. And the one area that most people who have, tarnished credit, blemishes, or what have you, usually have a lot of debt collector accounts on their credit report. Now, this recently came up too. I've been getting a lot of questions about, I'm about to get sued. An attorney is about to sue me. And I talked about that last week. Thanks a lot for the thumbs up on YouTube. The thing is that what most people don't know, and I just had I had a phone call with someone, a clarity session with someone on the phone, and they explained to me that's what happened. And so the thing is that most people teach you how to remove it off your credit report. That's good. That's great. That's what increases your credit score. But see, when you're dealing with debt collectors, there's a whole different strategy that you have to do. Because what happens is, if you don't do it the right way, you're going to trip yourself up. And when you trip yourself up, you can get sued. And so not only in the class that I teach individuals how to remove the items off their credit report, I also teach people how to create a paper trail. And the reason why you want to create a paper trail when it comes to debt with a debt collector is because in the event that they do try to sue you or what have you, you have some evidence showing what what you have been doing. And that's what most people don't do. They don't have no paper trail. They're just kind of winging it. So let me just put a disclaimer out. Now, by all means, I'm not trying to tell people not to pay their debts. If you feel like in your heart of hearts you want to pay a debt, by all means, you go ahead. But what I teach people is that there is a legal process that you should follow before you start paying debt collectors on your credit report. Now, the reason why I make very clear distinction with a debt collector versus any other type of creditor is because the means of what a debt collector has to legally provide to you, because most people do not even know how the debt collector relationship begins with them. See, most people think that when they see that notice from a debt collector and they may say, okay, we're trying to collect $1,500 from the account of an old Visa credit card that you have, most people think, oh, okay, I remember having that credit card with Visa, things happen, you were unable to pay. And so what happens is that people think that, okay, well, I know I had this account with Visa, and this debt collector is trying to collect on it, so I guess I'm legally responsible for paying them. And that's not the case. And the reason why, I want to say that you need to understand the legal relationship that has been created is because 9 times out of 10, debt collectors buy debt in bulk. And the reason why you need to know this is so you can understand how the relationship is created. So knowing that they buy debt in bulk, remember I've always said, financial ignorance is $1 billion industry. Not calling nobody ignorant, but there is a lot of money made by individuals buying debt and by you being in debt as the debtor. So companies make a lot of money. They make a lot of money buying debt. So with that being said, understand the relationship that is created. Now, there is a process during what it is that you're doing when you're trying to rebuild your credit. I always tell people, before you even attempt to dispute a debt, correspond with a debt, to send a debt collector what is called a debt validation letter. This is what I told my client to do, and I'm going to share with you the results that she had got. So there was some information on her credit report, and it was a debt collector. And what she did was she did what I said. So she sent a debt validation letter, and I'm going to show it to you, to the debt collector. And this is what she got. Now, I apologize. It is a printout of an email, but basically this is it. Now, I'm going to show you on Facebook, but I just want you to see. She blotted out everything, but I know it's going to be kind of hard to see.
Dad, this is what we got yesterday. Yeah, I got 4, and I got 3.
And I'm going to show over here on YouTube. I know it's kind of hard to see, but basically what I'm going to read to you is that please accept this letter as confirmation that, I won't say the company, that ABC Company will no longer pursue collection of the account and return it to the company who originally had it. We will request that any information our office may have forwarded to the credit reporting agencies regarding the account be deleted or removed from their records. You may wish to check with your local credit bureau to ensure that the credit file had been corrected. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. That is how powerful that letter is. Now, many of you who don't know this, what you all do is that you get your credit report and you panic. Oh, I got my credit report and all these accounts are on here and I need money to pay them and this, that, and the other. And this is all I'm going to be able to do. If I don't pay these debt collectors, I won't be able to rebuild my credit. And I always tell people, wait, put the brakes on it. Pump them brakes. Put the brakes on it. The reason why I say pump the brakes is because before you go paying a debt collector, understand they have to legally They have to legally, okay, I'm going to get to you, Tamika. Let me just finish my thought. I had a question over here on Facebook. They have to legally provide to you that they could legally collect on the debt. And that is what my client did. She sent them a debt validation, legally asking them to show her proof that they can collect on the debt. They were unable to do that. And since they were unable to do that, they had to cease and desist from reporting anything on her credit report. Now, you may be thinking, oh, well, they're going to go to the credit bureau and they're going to have the item removed. They're not. They're not. Because a lot of you all think that the credit bureau is going to do this. They're not. But see, since she has this letter, now she can go to the credit bureau, show them this letter, Experian, TransUnion, Equifax, if it appears on all those reports, and now she has a written communication that the item can be removed off her credit report, and boom, her score goes up. Two things have been handled. She no longer has to pay the debt. That's why I said there's a legal process of not paying a debt collector. And number two, she gets to have that derogatory information removed off her credit report. As you can see, two things have happened. Now let me answer Tamika Green's question. Can you refuse to deal with the debt collector and only deal with it? Well, no, you can't, because see, the original creditor, at the point that a debt collector contacts you, the original creditor has sold that account. Because see, this is what people don't understand. This is a business. It ain't nothing personal. Visa, MasterCard, Amex, store card, gas card, they're not in the business of suing you, constantly trying to contact you. They have a process to your debts. So 30 days, you pay your bills on time, you're current. Once you get to 60 or 90 days, you're past due. And once you get past 120 days to 180 days, they're ready to write that account off. So once you get to that mark, and if you look at your credit report and it's going to say, Visa and account number and charged off, what that means is that they've written that account off. So this is what the original creditor did. They wrote it off as bad debt to get the tax write-off, and then they receive income from the debt collector or the debt buyer who buys all that debt. So they're not in the business of going to constantly contact you over and over and over and over to try to collect on this debt. Because they've said, I'm just going to throw a name out there, L. Smith will not pay us, and we are going to write that account off. We'd rather get paid money for selling that debt and let somebody who's in the business to collect on it. And that is what debt collectors do. They're in the business of buying old debt, and then they come to you and try to collect on that. Now get this, even though you didn't ask, but this is something I want to ask you. I want to tell you, because like I said, it's a business. They don't buy the debt dollar for dollar. So if you owe $1,200 and they come to you and say, we're going to settle for like $500, it's a good chance that $1,200 that you owe the original creditor, they really bought it for $3, because they buy debt at a discount. They're not buying it at a premium retail price. So going back to, I know I said a lot, but I wanted to explain that to you. No, you can't deal with the original creditor. And to be honest with you, you should be glad to deal with the debt collector, because now you have leverage. You have leverage. So, it's moved on. Don't even, if you have a chance, if you only want to deal with the original creditor, then you can't let it go that far. But once it goes that far past 120 days, they've sold that account off and they've written it off. So this is something that I'm going to talk about, be doing a series called Back to the Basics, and talking about matters like this, because see, people don't know the rules to the engagement. This is, and another thing I'm going to throw in there, what I talked about last week. I talked about getting sued and how people end up tripping themselves to get sued because thank you so much, Tamika, and share it. I just want to let both streams know. I got YouTube over here. I've been getting thumbs up, and Facebook. I'm not on Facebook that much, but please share it with with your group of people that you are connected to on both social media platforms. But many people, going back to what I said, I talked about this last week with avoiding getting sued. The reason why they trip themselves up, because see, they only know one side of the coin. I see a lot of plain vanilla advice being thrown out on social media where, when people want to rebuild their credit, and they'll say, oh, just pay your debts. I just saw a video. It's very plain vanilla. And what happens is that, people will take that plain and vanilla advice, and they will do that. And they will go ahead and, and go to the credit bureaus and have stuff, removed. But see, they don't know that now that they're disputing stuff, the debt collector can come after them. Now, how do you avoid being sued? Well, the thing is that if this debt, like I said, this debt collector legally said in this paper that they've washed their hands with it. They're giving it to the original creditor or what have you. With that being said, a lot of times what happens is that debt collectors recycle debts. So they'll give it a period of time of how long they, if they've been able to collect on the debt. And if they've been unable to collect on the debt, they resell it, package it again, and resell it to another debt collector who buys that at a discount. So if you ever noticed, have you ever had debts that, this company ABC collects on and say, hey, the debt was $1,600, but we're going to settle today for $800, and then you ignore that. And then 6 or 3 months down the line or a year later, now you get a letter from XYZ company, and then they say, hey, we own the debt now, and, pay us today for this amount of money. The reason why you're seeing different companies is because what happens is that debt has gotten sold and repackaged to another debt collector who tries to, yes, I'm glad you said, yeah, Tamika, the debts got recycled, and see what happens is, going to the legal standpoint about what I was saying, when a debt collector tries to sue you, this is the proof that you can show. This is the proof that you can go to the courts with and say, hey, back in 2016 July, I requested for this debt collector. Now remind you, this it's plain, vanilla right here. This is plain vanilla because there's there's steps to it. But I'm just going to give you an idea of overview where you're basically proving to the courts, because every court, every state have their different rules and laws. But as a tax-paying citizen of the United States, you have the ability to answer anything. Now, if you want an attorney to do it for you, by all means, I put a disclaimer out there. I'm not an attorney, so that's why I said this part is very plain vanilla. But the point that I'm making is now you have leverage to say, hey, wait, put the brakes on it. How you suing me? Because I came to you in July and I asked you to show me this debt, how I owe you on this debt. Because remember, the original agreement was made with one company, not with the debt collector. That's what consumers need to understand when I say avoiding paying a debt collector. Remember, your legal obligation was with Visa, MasterCard, American Express, store card, gas card, auto loan, or what have you, not with the debt collector. That's why I said the legal relationship. Who did you create the legal relationship with? And this is the part that most people do not know or they don't understand. So, like I said, I'm going to be doing more of these videos. I am normally a lot on YouTube. I'll try to be on Facebook more. But if you want to learn more about me, this is what I will tell you if you have not did it, to both streams that I'm talking to. Go to this website, www.yourmoneymentor.com/get-rid-of-debt-collectors. There you will get the first half of my book for free, and you will be on my communication list. On my communication list, I share a lot of things that you may not get, from a live stream. So that I want to also share with you. Also, I've launched the Money Life Skills Academy, and there you will find some of my classes that I've did in the past, and now I'm, reselling them to the public, because a lot of times people may have just got in touch with me where I may have been ending the class and say, oh, I would like to be part of that class, but the class is over. And so you'll get a chance, because in those classes I really go step by step. And this is the reason why this lady was able to get the results that she got. This was a 90-day credit game plan that I gave, that if you gave yourself 90 days, the class started in June, 90 days from the time that you started in June, you can get results. Created for you. So this particular lady, she took action, massive action. She's got bankruptcy. She got a bankruptcy removed. She's got the debt collector accounts removed. She's also helping her daughter. I believe this is her daughter's account, and she's getting stuff removed off there. So these are some of the things that I teach, more of a step-by-step format for individuals. So once again, this is Lorillia. I'm signing off. I think YouTube is telling me I've been on 20 minutes. Facebook doesn't give me no time, but hey, like I said, thanks for joining me, Tamika, and share this with anyone that you know needs this information. And like I said, don't forget to go to www.yourmoneymentor.com/get rid of debt collectors. So once again, I am signing off, and I'll talk to you in the next video. Bye-bye.